After high school, I worked at UPS as a loader. I worked the night shift. What a miserable fucking job. It was a lot of work. I didn't like work, but I also did not have a lot of options until it was suggested upon me that I join the military, which sounded a lot like work. So I didn't like work and I didn't want to join the military. So I joined the Air Force. I didn't get to pick my job. I went in what is called Open General, which is like the Uncle Sam sorting hat. And I ended up United States Air Force Security Forces, and I deployed twice while I was in. The first time I went to Kuwait, which deploying to Kuwait in the Air Force is a paid vacation. This is a story about my second tour when I was headed to Balad Air Base, Iraq. Not about the deployment itself, but about the journey headed over there. From 2007 to 2009, I was stationed at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. And during that time, they grabbed a handful of us and they gave us orders to head to Balad Air Base in Iraq. The first stop we had headed over there, what they did is they sent us to some shithole army base in one of the Carolinas. It was garbage. I hated that place. There was no Wi-Fi. I had to sleep on a cot and share a room with like 4 people for like 2 nights. But they did have a liquor store on base, which is important for the story because the night before we flew out, they told us that the flight over there was BYOB. It wasn't just Air Force personnel getting on that plane. There was also the Army, the Navy, and the Marines. And we cleaned out that liquor store like it was a fire sale. We loaded up our carry-ons with liquid courage, and we went to war. The flight over there was pretty uneventful, but when we landed, the captain, he made an announcement. He said, just so you know, this country is a dry country. That means alcohol is illegal. But until I open those doors, this aircraft is still American soil. You have 30 minutes. Godspeed. The next 30 minutes was what I would call a joint operation. It was Operation Get Fucked Up in 30 Minutes. I don't name these things. In that 30 minutes, we all got righteously pissed together. And in that 30 minutes, it didn't matter what branch of service you were in. It didn't matter what your rank was. I had a full-bird Army colonel pass me a bottle of whiskey like we were best friends. And I realized something. I realized that I was an alcoholic.